Okay, the weather looked really nice, but then all of a sudden these clouds came swooping in. Better get the flight in before it starts raining, huh? With that in mind, what did I read today? How about this first one with some hardware related news? As you know, DJI recently announced things like the DJI Mavic 4 Pro, and with that increase in price where they say it's because of things like the tariffs, I even mentioned before, is it's going to open up opportunities for other companies. And this one in particular, it sounds like they're getting aggressive where they're specifically targeting DJI. How about this one? This one says Skyfish Osprey, the new American-made enterprise drone designed to replace DJI, released at OFC Exponential 2025. So what do they have to say about themselves in order to entice people to switch, I guess? It says American drone maker Skyfish commercially released Osprey today at Exponential booth 3812, a new survey-grade enterprise drone with a new state-of-the-art remote controller that all fits in a backpack for easy portability. Is that really easy portability based on the actual picture there? I'm imagining when they say backpack, it's one of those ones that are dedicated just for the drone itself versus, let's just say I'm walking around right now. I don't think I'd just be carrying this casually every day. It says designed as an American-made replacement to DJI, the Osprey is purpose-built for infrastructure inspection and ISR, supports best-in-class compact third-party sensors such as the new Sony LR1 61-megapixel camera for inspection, and photogrammetry and Next Vision's Raptor for ISR. And they do list a bunch of specs, for example, saying the flight time itself is about 60 minutes. I guess that's kind of a good thing, even with things like the Mavic 4 Pro. As you know, that battery sounds like it lasts a long time. But again, I don't think this is meant for the regular person just to carry around their quote backpack. And it says it is made in the USA NDAA compliant, Green UAS in process, and Army DevCom certified airworthiness level 3. And again, they're specifically targeting, I guess, DJI, because it says the Osprey was also originally designed as an American-made replacement for the DJI M30 or DJI M300 series drone. But Osprey turned out to be an even better drone than the DJI equivalent. To all those that say that there isn't an American-made drone to compete against DJI, well, there is now. It's the American-made NDAA compliant Skyfish Osprey drone. I guess that's up for the consumers to decide, for the people who would buy drones like these. Now, of course, price would be a factor as well. Is it actually competitive with what DJI would charge for a drone that's similar, even if it's exactly the same thing? If it's, say, for example, a few $1,000s more, I would imagine a lot of people would just get the DJI. But then again, with all those issues about things like the tariffs and so forth, increasing the cost of things like Chinese-made drones in the US, perhaps people will be swayed to get this. What would you think? There are more people using drones for large types of applications. And how about this one? That was kind of interesting. This one says, Skyports Drone Service conducts proof of concept shore-to-ship drone deliveries in Great Lakes region. Skyports Drone Services has been conducting a series of proof of concept ship-to-shore beyond visual line of sight drone flights and deliveries in Michigan's Great Lakes region. Conducted in partnership with the Michigan Department of Transportation, the Michigan Office of Future Mobility and Electrification, and New Lab, the trial is operating from Detour, Michigan, and running from May 7 to 27, 2025, ferrying cargo to interlake steamship vessels. That's some heavy packages, I would assume, too. And it says the operation looks to validate the benefits of using drones to supplement regular ship deliveries from supply boats, demonstrating the speed, safety, improved sustainability, and cost benefits of maritime drone deliveries. Light cargo such as oil samples, portable water samples, flat and small mail, and linens laundry are being delivered during the trial. The pilot program aims to validate the technology needed for safe and efficient drone integration in maritime environments. It will generate valuable insights to help inform the regulatory requirements and policy frameworks necessary to scale shore-to-ship drone operations, laying the groundwork for the widespread adoption of drone-based logistics in the region. It'll make things more efficient too, I would imagine, but with that said, with all these high-tech solutions, what happens if the system goes down? Because there's been all this news recently how in Spain, first they suffered through various blackouts, and now recently mobile networks went down. Can you imagine that if you were operating everything with a drone as well? This one says, Spain suffers new mobile blackout after botched Telefonica update. Spain has suffered a second major telecom outage in 2 months. A widespread mobile network outage early Tuesday morning left millions without phone or internet access. The outage, which affected all major operators, including Movistar Orange, Vodafone, Digital Mobile, and O2, began around 2 a.m. CET and worsened by 5 a.m., disrupting services in major cities. Users suffered a complete loss of signal, inability to make calls, receive text, or use mobile data. The outage was caused by a Telefonica network update that didn't go as planned. It's kind of funny they say that too, because so many times people say always update this and that immediately, but sometimes those updates, they introduce huge problems. It says the outage affected both consumers and enterprises across Spain and took down the 112 Spanish emergency numbers across multiple communities. Telefonica said it had re-established communications across the country early this afternoon. Yeah, can you imagine that? Where everything is digitized, we have all these solutions, but then like this, if something happens and it goes down, everyone is basically out of luck in that regards, huh? So it makes you wonder if you still need, for example, all the quote traditional dumb solutions, if that's what you want to say, versus all these smart solutions in every way. All right, see you guys later.